Hello, welcome to Eva J's Mystical Messages. And boy, have I got one for you today. I am doing the 21 days of the new cycle, is what I call it. And something amazing happened during the meditation today that makes me very emotional. It has basically had a very, very emotional impact on me. And I am kind of amazed that it actually happened, but I'm going to just start on the meditation, and hopefully it will show you that really amazing things do happen sometimes, and you just never know what's going to come about. But at any rate, so here's day number 3. Today's February 22nd, 2025. And today I'm speaking with my guide Ramon, and this is just absolutely amazing and very emotional. So I hope you bear with me if I get a little teary-eyed during it. You should have seen me when I was actually writing this stuff down. I could hardly see because the tears were just flowing. At any rate, here we go. I wrote, last night I had a very intense dream. And Ramon says, do tell. And I said, okay. Without getting too specific, I dreamt that a political figure transitioned. And Ramon says, a criminal figure? I said, yes. He said, tell me about it. I already know, but you need to speak about it. Try and give me the details of it, and then we can break it down and go into more detail about what it might mean. And I said, is there an interpretation to dreams? Metatron told me once that they could be about a perceived future event. And Ramon says they could be, but since your dream is about a person and a future event, it could be something that is absolutely going to or might or is about to happen. And I said, are you getting my hopes up? And Ramon says, maybe. But logic says that in order to understand your dream, we must unpack it a little. So tell me about it in detail. I will say stop when I need to tell you something about it. I will say stop quite often, so don't get discouraged. I said, okay, so I don't remember if my husband was with me, but here goes. I was at a large open-like place with lots of light, or many windows on bright lights. I can't remember which. At any rate, the place was well lit. It looked like a mall with lots of escalators going up or down. I thought initially that it was the mall not too far from here. I was making a video, talking, and suddenly my phone starts getting messages. It's going completely crazy. I stopped. I stopped. I stopped. I can't even read my own writing. Recording. I stopped recording. And went into my messages. And Ramon says, okay, so far it seems like a pretty normal dream, as something that could happen in everyday reality. And I said, yeah, except it seemed as though I was getting messages from everyone at once. So I went on my messages, and the very top message was from someone named Adolf. Okay, Ramon says, that sounds interesting. Go on. I said, okay, so Adolf is an older gentleman that I know pretty well. He's a very good friend to our family here. He sends me a one-sentence message saying, check the news. And that's all he says. And Ramon says, the fact that you are to check the news by someone named Adolf implies that the news is very, very big, earth-shattering, if you will. I said, yes. So I start walking through the mall, but it seems instead of being in a mall, it's like an airport. As I walk, I can hear the sounds of people cheering and laughing. The entire place suddenly sounds like I'm at a football match. The happiness and joy is palpable. People all around me are happy. The joy that it emanates the place is amazing. And Ramon asks me, do you suspect what the news is? I said, no, but a good feeling comes over me. As I reach this clearing, I see large clumps of people standing around various television monitors. And Ramon says, if you are seeing this, it could be a depiction of the future. The fact that whatever you are seeing is not necessarily something you wish to happen, but it is perhaps something that will inevitably come about. Perhaps it is a way, perhaps in the way you are seeing. I said, I don't know. As I looked around, I could see corks on the ground. People are holding bottles of champagne and glasses. The cheering continues as I get closer and see the chyron at the bottom of the screen. And he says, what does it say? And I say, I don't want to say specifically, but I will say that a certain political leader has transitioned. And Ramon says, you know which one? And I said, yes, a leader of a large country which has garnered hate of many of its allies in the last weeks. And Ramon says, what else did you dream? I said, that was it. I woke up and was feeling a bit disillusioned by it. I wanted nothing more than to check the news to see what was going on. And I said, Ramon, does that mean that something is coming? Ramon says, it could be a premonition. I will not say for certainty, or as no guardian wishes the hope of a soul transitioning. And I said, I know, but would you tell me if it means something? The place looked like an airport. It resembled the gate area from when we flew out to the UK last year. It had the same sense in the dream as the place had in real life. And Ramon says, it could very well be. Your senses are heightened now that you speak with us on a regular basis. You are not concerned that you would not recall your dreams, but now you are experiencing your dreams. They are not far-fetched from reality, but they are real life experiences. There is no real interpretation to them. I'm trying to say you may not have dreamt this in as much as you may have been given a window to a future event. And he goes on to say, you will be flying somewhere in April. So this could very well be that you might have a parallel experience on or around that day. He said, don't forget, if things don't happen at the same instance, but consider the notion that they could. The earth is presently in the midst of change. You are seeing things change on a daily basis. When this change inevitably comes, you will see things that no longer serve the world. You will see things that no longer serve the world fall away. The things you see are being predicted in a vast variety of ways. People not having visual images of things that may happen, and then they are freaked out when they actually occur. You are not having an isolated experience. You are getting a window into a possible future. For you, do you know that what makes this more real than fantasy? And I said, what? Ramon says, the fact that you are in an actual setting, a familiar place. When you entered into this waiting area and saw the people huddled around a television or various televisions, you were seeing the unity of people. They were not holding on to their phones. They were in front of a television set and watching this major news unfold. The fact that a friend who informed you of it had an infamous name added emphasis to the fact that the world has indeed changed. The unity of the people sharing a moment of jubilation about the transition of an evil tyrant is also quite telling of what the world is. The sense that you get about it is also enlightening. And I said, how so? I always thought that celebrating the passing of another human being was rather morbid. And Ramon says, the transition itself is not a sad thing, Yvette. It is merely the changing of form. When someone who is considered to be evil or tyrannical leaves the human plane of existence, it is interpreted by those who are left behind. When someone who is loved and celebrated crosses over, the people feel sad by their passing. Do you recall a moment or a person whose transition made you sad? I said, yes, I do. Fred Rogers. He was the antithesis of the person from the dream. Many people were quite saddened when he transitioned. Ramon says, yes, you responded to his transition as every soul would. You cried. The legacy of this man remains with you today. He is now looking out down on you in a very loving way. The light surrounds all the world, particularly the children. And I said, at that moment, in the back of my mind, I can hear Fred Rogers' voice in my mind, calmly and soothingly saying, I am here. And I said, I feel this. I said, I'm not certain if he would approve of me feeling glee at someone's transition. And Ramon says, listen, Yvette, he is speaking to you. Just let his words flow to you. And then I hear Fred Rogers' voice in my heart, and it says, hello, Yvette. My goodness, you have come a long way since our letters. You have grown in so many ways since the time in your life when we exchanged all those letters. And I said, I miss you. I don't know how this world can go on without you. We need you so much. And he says, no, you don't need me. You are going to make it through all of these things on your own. There is nothing to be afraid of. Remember what I told you. You as in the world. I told you to go and find the helpers. If you cannot find the helpers, then be the helpers. You will understand in time why the course of human history has gone on this way. And I said, you taught me so much. Do I have what it takes? And he said, you do. Remember the song I sang, I Like You. I think you have the potential to change the world. Just don't ever be afraid of the one messages you receive. They all come from spirit. They all come from the source. When you listen with your heart, all will be well. Your guides tell you this, and I am telling you this as well. You must only go forward and do what you feel is right. Just know that whatever happens, I am proud of you. I am proud to know you. The letters we exchanged meant a great deal to me. Just keep your chin up, and if you need to chat, I will be around. Never forget, you are special. And I said, I don't know what to say. Ramon, was that real? Was he really here? And Ramon says, indeed he was. And you can rest assured that he will be around. He is only a thought away. Don't ever stop believing that you learned a great deal from him. He is one of your celestial teachers, and his wisdom can be tapped into at any time. Actually, anyone who watches this can, if willing, can tap into this wisdom. He will not abandon any of you. And I said, that is so wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Rogers. You will forever be an inspiration to me. And that's where I ended. Oh, man. So, yeah, this was very, very emotional for me. I did actually exchange letters with Fred Rogers when I was younger. I have actually about 20 or so letters that he wrote to me. The first one was in June 1991, and I have it here, and then his signature on the back. And so I felt very, very connected to him just from the letters that we exchanged, and I exchanged probably about 19 or 20 letters with him. And this went from 1991 up until his transition in 2002. So I felt a very strong kinship to him. even though we never personally met. But I have these letters to reinforce this idea that he is there and that he's present. He knew about the letters, and he spoke to me about the letters, and it just meant so much. It was just a very, very profound thing. And I am so blessed to know that he is watching over us. He is seeing the chaos that has taken this world, and he has become a real light worker during his lifetime, but also after his transition. He has continued to be a light shining in this world and inspiring so many people. So what started out as a dream about someone who's the antithesis of Fred Rogers turned into a message of hope from a man who truly encapsulated all of the good and all the kindness and all the love and hope that there is in this world. And he is still watching over us, and he is still with us. And no matter what you believe about the spiritual, this gives me so much hope and so much encouragement that all will be well, and that no matter what happens, we're not alone, and we can be the helpers that he described in his many quotes and in his many affirmations. We can be the helpers in this world, and we can change this world just by being there for others and helping each other. So that is the message for today. And I thank you for bearing with me as I go through my sort of emotional stuff here. But that was a very, very profound and absolutely phenomenal meditation. Probably one of the most profound meditations I've ever had since I started. And I hope that it gives you as much hope and encouragement as it has given to me. And so, with that said, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day. And as always, namaste.